As Americans, we all have the right to choose where we live, work, and build our families. The right to pursue our dreams according to our interests and abilities, and the opportunity to live productive and meaningful lives. Citizens who are blind or visually impaired share these same dreams. However, they are challenged by an unemployment rate much higher than the general public. Experts say creating more employment opportunities for the blind consists of educating employers and the sighted public about the many abilities of these citizens.
It's very important for us to educate sighted individuals on the abilities of the visually impaired because it helps us to eliminate some of the attitudinal barriers that some folks have, and also to dispel some of the myths. For example, some folks believe that everybody, when you talk about visual impairment, that they're totally blind, where most individuals who are visually impaired actually have some sight. They're able to contribute in a variety of areas, whether it's working on a job, but it's about giving individuals with a visual impairment an opportunity to be able to be productive members of society.
One of the oldest social service agencies in the state, the Delaware Division for the Visually Impaired, is now in its second century of providing services for Delawareans who are blind or visually impaired. Operating under the strategic focus which utilizes education, outreach, training, and technology, DVI works to strengthen the capacity of its agency, its consumers, and the community so that those who are blind and visually impaired may become and remain employed, independent, and self-sufficient.
We provide a holistic set of services to individuals from birth to old age. We enable individuals to obtain independence and self-sufficiency in the community. We've kind of organized our services into three major categories. Those three major categories begin with education, where we provide services to individuals from 0 to the time that they're able to graduate from high school. We also provide a set of services for individuals who are employment age and would take anybody from, let's say, 14 or 16 all the way up to 70 years old. And then we also provide services for independent living that enables an individual to gain the skills to remain independent in their home, to be able to shop, to be able to cook in their kitchens, and just remain safe in their homes.
DVI provides a full menu of services to its consumers, including employment and vocational rehabilitation, training and job placement, education, independent living, assistive technology, orientation and mobility, a business enterprise program, and the sale and manufacture of custom products.
Our employees in Delaware Industries for the Blind produce a whole host of different products for the general public as well as for the military. For example, we have contracts to provide the neckerchiefs that they need for operations overseas. We provide a variety of promotional products, t-shirts, caps, embroidery items, as well as some janitorial services in a variety of buildings. And those services or products are available to purchase by the general public as well as by government agencies as well. With our business enterprise program, we provide a host of food service, a host of vending, business entrepreneurial opportunities, and we're looking at different ways to expand that into other markets. We provide assistive technology assessments and trainings that where the technology enables a person to do almost anything that an individual with sight can do. We work with employers, providing them with the tools that they need to be able to employ an individual. Maybe it's something as simple as a software magnification. Maybe it's something as simple as a handheld magnifier. But we help educate individuals to all of the array of devices and services that are available that will provide the supports that are needed both to the public, to the employer, as well as to the individuals themselves who are impacted by the vision loss.
Coordinated services provided to citizens who are visually impaired may help many remain or become productive, tax-paying members of society.
In 2007, I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis, which generally is an inflammation of the lungs. However, for myself, it manifested in the eyes, and I was left legally blind. I was able to start on a regimen that helped me to stop the progression and also to regain a little piece of my vision. I met with DVI, and DVI was able to assist me with different things such as transportation and mobility, also to work with tools that would help me to continue my career as an engineer and a project manager, and also with life skills concerning how to get around in the house, how to cook, how to make sure that I was able to function in the home.
I began receiving services from DVI when I was 3 years old. I had a teacher of the visually impaired who provided services to me from the time I was 3 until I graduated from 12th grade. She became my mentor. She inspired me so much that I chose to become a teacher of the visually impaired. I enjoy working with my students because I'm able to teach them the skills that they need to be successful, as my teacher of the visually impaired did for me.
DVI has changed my life. My life has changed as a result of my improved vision through the vision aids that DVI has provided me with. So I'm feeling much more productive now on my job because I can see a lot better, I can read a lot better, and my productivity has increased.
It's very important for the medical community and social service agencies to provide information to us relating to individuals who are visually impaired. In Delaware, we currently have about 3,100 individuals on our registry, but there's a national survey that's done annually, and it indicates that about almost 12,000 people in Delaware indicate that they have some difficulty reading regular print without some type of additional aids. And so we really want to push the whole idea of having folks either have their physicians refer or do a self-referral.
I'm really grateful to the Division for the Visually Impaired for the work that they do, representing the interests of people who frankly want a shot at employment. And there's a role that we as governors can play, and that's really the point. We're working with governors across the country to make sure that they understand there's a role for businesses to play, there's a role for governors to play, a role for state agencies to play, to give more people an opportunity to be employed. That we ought to be focused on the ability, not on the disability. And I think the kind of education and outreach that the Division for Visually Impaired does is absolutely critical, and it really helps make sure that we connect all the dots and all work together.
With training, assistive technology, and support, persons with visual impairments can perform as well as their sighted counterparts. Learn more about the Delaware Division for the Visually Impaired today. For more information, go to dhss.delaware.gov/DVI or call the number on your screen.